Hi, I'm Lee. I'm a New Zealander who lives in the East Riding of Yorkshire, and this is my vlog about my handmade life. You can find me on Instagram as Louleigh_, on Ravelry as Louleigh, and I have a shop on Etsy where I sell sewing patterns, and that's Shop Louleigh, but you can find links to all of my online places at louleigh.com. And you can probably hear my little friend whittering just down here. You expressing your anxiety again. It's not fair, because I have my second little friend who's just helped himself to my lap. So maybe I should swap them. Anyway, off on your bed. Well, that's not the way round I intended it to go, but oh, silly things. Okay, you're back. Yeah, lie down. Never work with animals or children. Anyway, we're behind my couch again because this is rapidly becoming my favourite place to talk to you and to actually sit. It is a dreary winter's day here. It's so grey, it's raining, and I just have this big window here, so all the light, what light there is, comes in, which is nice, really nice. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about the Advent mini skein swap and the Advent cal knit along, craft along, do what you like along, that we have going on in the Ravelry group. So all year in the group we've been swapping mini skeins of yarn. Hold on. There we go. Mini skeins of yarn. And this is today's one that I pulled out from its wrapper. Really pretty. Let me see if I can find today's. What I've been doing with mine, hold on, I didn't even finish what I was saying. All year we've been swapping mini skeins. So every quarter in the Louleigh Ravelry group we swap 6 little 10-gram skeins of yarn, so that come Advent you have 24 mini skeins to use as an Advent calendar. You don't have to be using your mini skeins for an Advent calendar to join in the swap. If you are doing anything that requires small quantities of yarn, like a Cozy Memories blanket or one of the other beautiful crocheted blankets that people make, or just for any reason you happen to want 10-gram mini skeins randomly of yarn, then you're welcome to join in. I think next year will be about the 4th year that we've done it. And it's so exciting because some of you have joined in right from the beginning, and some of you are just joining this year and enjoying the community. Of course, people have had other things on their mind this year other than mini skeins, and so we've just been a small group that have been swapping. But it is lots of fun, and I really enjoy connecting with you as we swap yarn together. It's really good fun. There's 1 or 2 that I have swapped with twice now, so yeah, just a really nice thing to do. Anyway, so it's December now, and we have the Advent knit along going, and unfortunately I haven't been quite as present in that thread as I would like to be, but I am opening my Advent parcels, and this year I'm making hexypuffs. These beauties. So these are little hexagons. They're basically, let me refocus this so you can get a better look. It's basically a toe up sock toe followed by a top down sock toe to make this little hexagon shape. And this came out quite a few years ago now as part of the beekeeper's quilt pattern. So you sew all these together to make a hexagon quilt. It's kind of like a knitted version of English paper piecing, really. if you're familiar with that. And one of my friends discovered this pattern and was so excited to have her beekeeper's quilt. And she's been working on that for about 3, maybe 4 years now. I think she worked out she needs over 1,000 hexagons. And so for the last couple, this is the second year where I have knitted my Advent mini skeins into these little hexagons, and then I just give them to her. It's really good fun, and I enjoy contributing to her blanket and getting fun yarns from you guys that I hadn't experienced before. And I'm making a terrible tangle. Look, I've just made a knot. I was fidgeting with them, so I've basically made a massive bird's nest now. Never mind. Yeah, so oh, here's today's one. There we go. So that was the yarn, and that's it knitted up. 10 grams is enough to make 2, if it's a generous 10 grams. Sometimes I get 3 hexypuffs out of one of these mini skeins. This year, unfortunately, I was only able to participate in 2 swaps, but last year I amassed quite a few extras that I didn't use up in the year. So I've just been pulling one of those out every other day and using those instead. And some days I've just done some extra hexagons because that's all I've been knitting on this month. I haven't been doing anything serious like finishing the Christmas jumper or anything timely like that. I keep everything in this lovely woven bag. I think it was by a maker who isn't making these bags anymore, called Written in Cloth, and she was hand weaving them, really pretty. And I have some Calibri knitting needles. The size doesn't really matter, 3.5, which I bought especially for this job, double pointed needles. You only need 3, so I have conveniently lost the other 2 somewhere. And that is what I'm doing for Advent. It has been really fun. I do lurk over in the Ravelry group, and it's been really fun to see what you guys are doing and to see your Advent projects. There's still the traditionalists that are doing socks. Yeah, but it's nice to see your minis as they come out. Some people are hashtagging as well, so that we can see what was inside the parcels every day, and it's fun to see yarns from different dyers and makers and to see how they knit up as well. So yeah, that is the Advent Cal. If you don't have to have been in the Advent mini skein swap to join in the Cal. If you have another Advent calendar, then just come and join in with us, have some fun. It's not a competition, there's no prizes, so it's just a community thing. And of course I will be opening the Advent mini skein swap again in January, so if you want to join in with that, then keep an eye out for it. So many of you sent me such kind wishes about being in my new home and being settled again with my animals, and I just wanted to say thank you very much. It means a lot to me that you're still here and you're still enjoying the podcast, and yeah, it's so nice to have you here and to be chatting again. Good morning. Hi. I'm sitting here with the door open, so you might be able to hear some ambient noise. And I'm back sitting here on what is actually a really beautiful day. The sky is blue and I really want to get outside and go for a walk with the dogs. It is the first day of my Christmas holiday break from work. We have a really generous break this year, which just feels like an absolute luxury. And I have just decided to dawdle away and enjoy it. I have some things I want to do over the Christmas break. I want to to start painting the interior of the house, just to zhuzh it up a little bit. You might have seen there's stains on the walls. This way. Oops, this way here. Some stains on the walls, and so I have a couple of very large pots of paint, and over the Christmas break I intend to at least get this room done. There are a couple of priorities for this Christmas break, and that's one of them. It'll mean that I can put up some shelves and unpack some boxes, which will be nice because I have a spare room that is full of boxes and I'm not convinced that everything in those boxes is still useful to me, but anyway, that's beside the point. I came back here to sit in the daylight and to finish my Ventuskov jumper. You might have noticed if you follow me on Instagram that hexypuffs have gone by the by this week. I think I said to you last time that I showed you Ventuskov that there were a group of us that had agreed to knit this together, and I'm not sure how many people have actually managed that, but I didn't have a lot to do on it, and I had kind of given up the idea of finishing it for our Christmas party, which is tomorrow. And a friend said to me, "What?" And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do that. So I think this year there's some things you let go of and some things you just carry on with. So Ventuskov apparently is one of those, and this year I am letting go of a week of Advent, and I will be back to that next week in earnest. And it also means that I feel like I can start daydreaming about a new garment project as well once I finish this. So that would be really nice. And I'm right on the cusp of finishing. I have left just a little bit that can be a bit fiddly till last. If you follow me, you know that when I knit a all-in-one construction garment, I like to knit the sleeves separately and then graft them on afterwards, because I find having the whole thing together is just the biggest pain in the bottom. I mean, I don't mind sewing and seaming, and so knitting things in pieces is actually, you know, not an encumbrance for me. And it makes things really portable, like sleeves makes them really portable. Obviously, you want to knit colour work in the round, which lends itself to an all-in-one construction. Ventuskov is knitted bottom up. I'm being distracted by birds. I don't have any bird feeders, and I'm starting to think that I should. It'd be really nice. I've probably mentioned this, I have a lot of hedging, and I'm really excited to see what sort of wildlife that attracts to my garden throughout the year. Actually, I don't think we're going to get hedgehogs actually in the garden, just because the dogs will probably see them off, which is a bit of a shame to have so much hedge and no hog. But yeah, anyway, that's an aside. So yeah, I get that knitting in the round lends itself to, especially when you're doing colour work, lends itself to an all-in-one construction, and that some people hate seaming, but I'm not one of them. So I thought I had woven in all the ends. No, I know where that one belongs. I've woven in all of the ends except the ones where I've grafted the sleeves on, because I wanted to neaten up this graft. It's always a bit higgledy-piggledy and not even with the other stitches in the rows above and below when I first do it. And I wanted to do that when I had time and light to do it. And the other thing is that under the armpit, if I want to avoid the little holes where the joins are, that takes a little bit of attention too. So I thought I would do that this morning, and then I can give this a final soak and dry it ready for our Christmas party, our virtual Christmas party tomorrow. and I had been having feelings about this. I started it off as, I restarted it with this yarn as an instant gratification thing. You know, mid-pandemic, you needed something just to feel nice about the world. So I wasn't as rigorous with choosing sizes and measuring and just thinking about whether I wanted the waist shaping or not, and I kept trying it on thinking, oh, wish I'd done that. And anyway, as it turns out, once I sewed in all the ends yesterday and I put it on, I quite liked it. I really like the way that the yarn feels, and this is Rerum Natura in the Gilead. I would call it a mid-priced yarn. For me, this is quite affordable, and I love this colour. Yeah. And the yarn in the ball, it has a really spongy feel. It's a French merino. I think it's organic. I might be making that up. Check if that's important to you. But it's lovely and spongy. It comes in a really nice array of colours. And when I put this on, it just felt really lightweight and the fabric felt beautiful. So I'm really pleased about that. Anyway, I'm going to carry on sitting here, sipping my coffee, avoiding doing the cleaning, and finish this off, and then head out with the dogs. And then I think one of our local shops, they're an ice cream shop and a cafe and a bar. Ooh. Probably hear those sirens. And that at the moment they're only open at weekends, and they do milkshakes. And when the sky is blue, I feel like that's a milkshake day, so I might do that today as well. Anyway, I'll talk to you again soon. Hi, welcome to 2021. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I think it's been an odd year for everybody, 2020 was, but I don't want to lament the present on the off chance that the future is going to be better. I think sometimes you've just got to maybe just, I don't know what you've got, actually I don't know what you've got to do. However, 2020 has been an odd year for everybody, and as I say, 2021 doesn't look like it's going to be remarkably different in a hurry. I guess also that the end of 2019, for me anyway, was massively stressful. And so the end of 2020 has been a little calmer than that. So yeah, I'm guessing we're all having feelings about the year that has been. Yeah. But anyway, welcome to 2021. I'm glad that you've decided to sit and listen to me ramble. And I'm glad that you're starting your year with me and are here to share a little bit of time. I'm sitting in front of my couch because I have been very fortunate. We were given some extra time off over Christmas and New Year from work, and so I've just had a 2-week break. It's been brilliant, and I spent quite a bit of it painting my living room. So I don't know if you were looking at the stains on the wall last time, but they're gone. It's all white now, which is quite nice. And I have turned the couch round so that I can enjoy the daylight. I also have a little dog who has a really disgusting ball that he wants me to throw. I've just taken him out for a walk in the hopes that he would have a little snooze. Apparently that was just a warm-up. I think the last segment I made, I was finishing off my Christmas jumper, my Ventuskov, and I'm really pleased with this. Actually, I'm looking at it on the camera here, and I'm really super pleased with it. I love the way it looks on. And I have decided that I am going to wear my wintry Christmas jumper right up until the end of January, just all the time. I don't know, maybe not, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm finding the yarn, it was Dererum Natura Gilead. I think I gave the details in the last segment that I made, but if I didn't, then it will be on my Ravelry page. I really like the yarn. I have worn this pretty solidly for the last couple of weeks, and it's not pilling. It feels really lightweight, and it's just lovely to wear. Yeah, so it's not the coziest jumper that I've ever made, but it feels nice on. It's light, and there are a lot of yarns that are quite dense. I think the other one that I used this year was the yarn that I used to make my Georgetown that I picked up in New Zealand. It was called something like Southlander, and that was definitely a much denser yarn. I think the other thing that is quite nice about the Gilead, I'm not sure how you pronounce it because I am a monolinguist, no idea about other languages. The other nice thing about it is that it's not a cheap yarn, it's a mid-priced yarn, and I think it's a lovely quality for the price that you pay, and it comes in really nice colours. So I'm not sure how much it will cost once all this Brexit fiasco, I keep wanting to say breakfast. I'm not sure if it's breakfast or a dog's dinner, but anyway, I'm not sure how much it will cost once we have implemented the finer details of Brexit. I've been avoiding the news actually, so I have no idea what's going on. But at present, it's a good mid-range yarn that I can say that I like. I'm tempted to look at my armpit just now, to go like this and go, ooh. And actually, when I do look, there's not really any pills. Hold on. So, yeah, I would definitely make garments from this yarn again. And like I say, there are other colours I'd like to use. I really like this caramel colour. So, yeah, that is Ventuskov. The only thing that I would have done differently, when I cast this on, I was going to say a little instant gratification. I was being really instant gratification. I just wanted to get going. And so I didn't plan as carefully as I might have normally in terms of what sort of shape I want. And it's slightly more oversized. I was quite concerned that it was going to be quite big on me, but this is slightly more oversized than I had intended. And had I thought about that before I started, I wouldn't have put the waist shaping in. I don't think you really notice the waist shaping because it is a little bigger, a little more oversized, not fitted. I don't think it distracts or anything, it doesn't look weird. Anyway, had I thought about it, I wouldn't have bothered with the waist shaping. Had I thought about it, I might have made the size smaller and left the waist shaping in, because it's quite nice sometimes to have a neatly fitted jersey. As it is though, I really like it. So yeah. I inadvertently did a Christmas Eve cast on. I was Zooming with my family in New Zealand on Christmas Eve, and they were all getting up and seeing what was in their centre sacks. And I knew that I wanted something to knit on when I was around bubbling with my bubbling people on Christmas Day. And so I cast on a new pair of socks. And these are for a friend. Yeah, and I'm using a yarn that I have used, I was about to say a lot this year, but a lot in 2020. So I'm using West Yorkshire Spinner's Signature 4-ply, and I'm using the pheasant colour and the nutmeg colour. Yeah, and this is my favourite sock. Not quite actually. I've done an Eye of Partridge heel, and I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Here we go. I like that little sort of checkerboard effect. And then I've just done, I think my favourite sock has a swirl toe, and I have just done rhombus toe, or whatever you like to call it, a fairly box standard sort of a toe. So it's not quite my favourite sock pattern at all. That might be a lie. Anyway, so yes, so West Yorkshire Spinner's Signature 4-ply in pheasant and nutmeg, and I have finished the first one and am just sitting here quietly making my way through the next one. I haven't written show notes, and I keep realising that I actually have quite a few things to talk to you about, or more than normal. I hope that fellow isn't too distracting. If I don't throw the ball, he'll climb on me, so. And the Ravelry group. Well, I was about to say we have been doing Knit 1000 grams. You guys have been doing Knit 1000 grams, and I need to go in and update my placeholder with the things that I have knitted since we started Knit 1000 grams on the 1st of September. Anyway, I was contacted by Sue from New Zealand, and I'm being a bit slack because she sent me something to include as part of the Knit 1000 grams prize, and I didn't find out if she does this professionally or if it's just this is just a nice thing that she's doing for the group. Anyway, she has sent us, well, she sent 2 bags, one for me to keep and one for me to give away, and they're beautifully made. They're lovely bags. This one has kiwi birds on it. You only say kiwi birds for foreigners. New Zealanders would call this a kiwi, and that thing that you eat is a kiwi fruit. I always feel a bit traumatised when people say they've eaten a kiwi, because that's an endangered species. That would be wrong. You eat kiwi fruit. This is a kiwi. These are very cute. So I might keep this one. And then there's this one as well. They have pockets inside. Well, hold on, does one have a pocket and one doesn't? I think the one with the kiwis has a pocket. Yep. And then there's this one as well. Actually, that looks really pretty. I love the gold on the red. Perhaps I'll let the winner choose, because I could quite happily keep either of those. And they're a nice size as well. You could get a couple of balls of West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply in there for your 2-coloured socks quite easily. So yeah, so that is going to be part of the Knit 1000 grams prize this year, especially as I think here in the UK, unlike some other parts of the world, we aren't going to be travelling or meeting up as we normally would anytime soon. So yeah, and if you'd like to donate a prize for Knit 1000 grams, then please get in touch. That would be really lovely. I'm still going to choose something for the winner, because I think I've said to you in the past, I usually do that at the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and so I draw the winner on the train on the way to the festival, and then basically stalk them. Go through their Instagram account and their Ravelry account to see what sort of things they like, and then go shopping for a little present. I also try and pick up sort of like the free sort of newspaper that they do there, and some other nice freebies to send to the winner, so they get a little taste of the festival. So, and it's really good fun. And I did do that this year as well. I found something online for our Knit 1000 grams prize winner. I hope it was something they liked. I think I did it with an online festival. Might have been Wonderwool, because I extended the date. That's what I did. Yeah, but if you'd like to donate something for the prize, or let me know. But as I say, I am going to have a little shopping treat for myself when I draw the winner. I need to go on to Ravelry and work out what I've actually finished since the 1st of September, including my Ventuskov, and weigh it and put that in the finished objects thread. The other thing that I need to go and check out is our Advent along, which was good fun. I think I have showed you my hexypuffs, and I have had in my hallway there are a number of nails and picture hooks that were left behind by the previous owner because they had pictures there, and I have just strung them from those picture hooks. And I made them for a friend who has sewed together about 400 hexypuffs now. So they are starting to look like a blanket. And I think I knitted about 25 or 26, not a huge number, but enough for her to add to her blanket. So that would be really good fun. And of course, we are going to kick off the Advent mini skein swap again this year. I hope you'll come and join in. It's really good fun. What we do is every quarter we swap 6 mini skeins, 10 gram mini skeins, and yeah, with somebody else in the group. You can specify whether you want them to be in the UK or, you know, local, more local to you, so you don't have to pay lots of postage, or if you're happy to ship worldwide. I'm excited because this year I couldn't get involved in all of the swaps, and so I did have mini skeins, which are really exciting to open for Advent, but I also had to just pop into my stash and use some leftovers for some of my hexypuffs. And I kind of dropped the ball on the whole opening the mini skeins on Instagram as well, because I was finishing my Ventuskov. But it was really nice to open those little parcels. They were such a joy. and I am looking forward to being able to hop back on the Advent mini skein bandwagon this year. And I realised that a lot of people dropped out last year because it was challenging. The year, not the swap. Well, the swap might have been challenging on top of anyway. So I hope that, like me, you're in a position maybe this year where you can focus on some things that are just a little bit more fun. Whether you come back and swap mini skeins with this is another thing. But anyway, I'm going to set up a thread in the Louleigh Ravelry group for us to sign up for the Advent mini skein swap. Like I say, it's 6 10-gram mini skeins 4 times during the year, so that we have enough mini skeins to open for Advent. They need to be individually wrapped in something you can't see through. So there is a surprise. Having said that, if you just want mini skeins for another project, for a blanket, for whatever reason, you are very welcome to join in. So yeah, pop over there. And you don't have to participate in all of the swaps. Maybe you want to swap with a friend a couple of times and then join in our group as well. It's really nice to see people coming back year after year as well. So yeah, just a nice friendly little group where we have that swap going on. The animal has decided to have a sleep. He has decided to have a sleep on me. So actually what he's decided to do is to lay down here and keep an eye on his territory out the back window here. Which he quite enjoys doing. We had a big fat pigeon wandering along the patio yesterday. He was keeping a very careful eye on it. It was huge, this thing. Very big, well-fed pigeon. Anyway, I have one more thing to talk to you about, and I am so excited about this. Just before Christmas, I released a new pattern. And this has been such a long time in the works. This is my Egremont russet pattern, and it is part of a new sock collection. Actually, it doesn't feel that new. I started designing this collection probably almost 2 years ago, and it has been test knitted and tech edited and ready to go, just needing samples for over a year. And so it was really nice just before Christmas to be able to send this new pattern out into the world for all you guys to try. So as I said, this is the first of a new collection which is called Socks From The Allotment. So they were all inspired by my adventures on my allotment, which I suppose is kind of pertinent in 2020 because that became pretty much for a while my only outdoor space. This is the first pattern that I'm releasing from the collection, and it's called Egremont Russet, which is a variety of British apple. And we actually have one of the trees at the allotment, and my allotmentarian chum is making it into a cordon and russet, so it's a red variety, and it has beauty. So I was sitting here wittering on about my socks when my memory card flashed up that it was full. Clearly I'm out of practice with this podcasting, vlogging lark. Anyway, Egremont russet. It's a variety of apple, and we have a cordon tree on the allotment, and it has beautiful deep pink buds. And I was in the greenhouse one day admiring these beautiful deep pink buds, and I happened to look down and notice that my allotmentarian chum had left a pair of socks in her gumboots, Wellingtons, which she keeps in the greenhouse, and they were looking a bit worse for wear. And so I thought it would be nice to design for those January times a DK weight sock, and to kind of replicate that lovely bud pattern up the side. And so this is knitted in, like I say, DK weight yarn, and it's knitted toe up with a fleagle heel, which I find is really nicely fitted for a toe up sock. It's still got a gusset, so there's still that extra space in the ankle and heel area. Yeah, and I basically sat in my back garden in spring 2019 in amongst my hostas and worked out this little pattern. It does have a rest row every other row because I think that's important when you're knitting a sock. Yeah, I've made this sample in, I think it's Bowland DK from Eden Cottage. Off the top of my head, I think that's the Blueface Leicester yarn. I should check that, it might be a lie. If it is a lie, I'll write it along here. Not in my luck, it's just a merino or something. But anyway, it feels beautiful. I haven't tried this out as a sock yarn before, and I haven't worn these, so I don't know how it wears, but I love Eden Cottage yarns. They look beautiful, the colours are always beautiful, and they usually wear really well. So yeah, so how am I releasing this? Because it is such an unpredictable time, what I've decided to do is to put the collection up for half price until I have published all of the patterns. So at the moment, this is the only pattern from the collection that's been published. But if you buy the collection at half price, you will get all 3 patterns for less than the price of the single pattern. I hope that makes sense. And I realise that a lot of people are finding Ravelry really challenging at the minute. So I have put this pattern in my Etsy shop as well. I've put the collection in my Etsy shop as well, and it'll be the same deal there. I will add each pattern as I release it to that listing so that you'll get the collection for half price right up until I publish the last sock pattern. The other 2 patterns are both in 4-ply yarns, fingering weight yarns, and one of them uses different colours and a striping pattern, which is really fun. I'm using a mini skein set to make the samples, which is, they look delightful. I'm really pleased with the way that they're knitting up. And the other pattern is also a 4-ply fingering weight for that sort of yarn, and has a little lace section around the cuff. It's not difficult. I like rest rows, so I build those. I think I've built a rest row into that one, or did I not, because it was just around the cuff. It's been so long ago, I might be promising something I haven't delivered. Anyway, this one definitely has a rest row. You get every other row, you get a little break from the pattern. So yeah, but yeah, so that's what's coming up, and I hope it makes sense. I'm going to release the patterns between now and April, but I'm not putting a specific time dates on it because life is unpredictable right now. But yes, until I do get off my chuff and release them all, the collection will be half price, so I hope you take advantage of that. I am going to, at some point, I'm going to look at where I'm selling my patterns to make them as accessible as possible, and because, as I say, I realise that some people are having challenges with Ravelry, so it's something that's kind of one of those things that's in your back of your mind and you know you have to do something about it, and I will. Anyway, that's another little waffle. So yeah, there is also a thread in the Ravelry group where we have been knitting socks together for quite some time. So it was a sock along or something like that. I haven't been in that thread for a while, but I hope if you are knitting the Egremont russet socks that you'll come and join in our sock knitting thread. I'll put a link in the show notes, and I have a skein of this particular yarn that I did wind up thinking that I would need it to finish the sock. You can get about, I think this is about a size 7 out of 100 grams of the yarn. I've forgotten what the yardage was on that. Anyway, I got a pair of size 7 socks out of 100 grams of yarn. If you're knitting the larger sizes, you'll need about 150 grams. So yeah. However, I bought 2 skeins of this, and I wound the other one up into a ball, but I'm going to reskein it, and I'm going to give it to somebody who has been participating in the sock along, along with a copy of the pattern, because that will be super fun. I'm really looking forward to doing it. So yeah, I just have to get that ball of yarn and put it back into a skein so that I can post it out to someone and make it look nice. I think I still have the label as well, that's lucky. So yeah, if you've been joining in the sock along in the Louleigh Ravelry group, then I'll be giving that away at sometime in the next couple of weeks. I think that's all I have to say for now. There was a lot to catch up with, and it's been so nice to sit here and have a little chat with you. I do have 2 sleeping dogs now. One is over there snoring. One has decided to snore in my lap, and what he doesn't realise is that I'm about to hop up and move. So anyway, it's been really nice to share some time with you, and I hope you're well. If you enjoyed yourself, please like and subscribe, and come and join us in the Ravelry group. Cheerio. Did you think this was over? Did you think I'd finished? Oh, hold on. Come on in. Okay. Hairy co-host has come to join me because there is just a little something that I needed to add on the end here as a postscript. So in the UK here, we are in lockdown again, and 2 things have happened as a result of that. The first one is that the post office is currently not accepting any new mail items that are going to the US. Yeah. Apparently, I'm not sure if it's just that the US is not accepting post from the UK, or anyway, something to do with COVID. Doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, Royal Mail do not want to have a backlog post to the US, and so in the UK we're currently not able to send new items. And I'm telling you that because it affects the Advent mini skein swap. I am going to put the end date for that at the end of February, when hopefully we will not be in lockdown and there will not be some crazy embargo on sending letters to our friends across the ditch. So that's the first thing. The deadline for Q1 of the Advent mini skein swap will be at the end of February, and I will match everybody up after that. So yeah, the other thing that has happened as a result of being in lockdown is that I have started a completely frivolous along. And as it's a frivolous along, there are only 2 rules. Firstly, you must make something fun, and I say make something, you don't have to knit it. You can crochet it, you can potter it, you can bead it, you can glue it together. You must make something completely frivolous and completely useless, and you can define those things for yourself. So yeah, and I hope you'll join us. I have fished out of one of my boxes this Toft kit, and this is a UK company that puts out animal kits, and it is for the super cute bunny. I was gifted this, and I've been putting it off because I'm not great at doing crochet, but it's frivolous, and these kits are great. They come with everything you need, including the stuffing and the needle and all the little bits, and I love a kit like that. Anyway, goodbye from me, and goodbye from him, goodbye from you. We'll see you next time.